Hi, my name is Megan Gibbs, and this is my EDUC 5850 Comp Exam presentation for my master's degree in Education Technology Leadership at Northwestern State University. For my research, I studied assessment mode and student achievement on computer-based tests versus paper and pencil-based tests. It is evident that over the years, there has been an increase in technology use in U.S. public schools. In 2013, an initiative called Connect Ed was set into place to increase technology for every student in America in grades K through 12. With that being said, technology is used more than ever in both teaching and learning. Research studies have shown as technology in the classroom increased, so did the use of computer-based testing. The U.S. Department of Education believes that computer-based testing provides efficient administration of tests and is preferred by teachers and students. Since technology devices have entered the classroom, it has changed how students process, retain, and understand information. Policymakers have shifted to replace paper and pencil-based tests with computer-based tests. The purpose of this study is to research whether the switch from paper-based testing to computer-based testing has effects on student achievement. The research question: is there a difference in student achievement when the mode of assessment is computer-based or paper and pencil-based? This study is significant because it can provide information necessary for future assessment policies and development, especially when it comes to high-stakes testing. The assumptions of the study. Since the study focuses on the subject math, we are assuming that participants in the study have had the same mathematical background and will fully participate in the study. The limitations of the study are as follows. The computer-based test is a new mode of testing for the students. The population of the experimental group is small, which may result in a higher margin of error, and there was no previous data collected on student computer literacy skills. Some delimitations include the researcher is employed at the school where the research is being conducted. There are some key terms that need to be defined. The first one, digital divide, a social inequality between individuals who have and do not have access to information and communication technology. The divide is generally divergent on a number of troubling demographics such as socioeconomic status, ethnicity, and gender. The next term, summative assessment. This assessment is used to evaluate student learning, skill acquisition, and academic achievement at the conclusion of a defined instructional period. Some examples include end of unit, semester, program, or school year tests. The next term is formative assessment. This gives detailed information that educators can use to improve instruction and student learning while it's happening. This usually includes teacher observation. The next term, computer-based testing, or CBT. The use of a computer to complete an assessment through a web-based or computer program. And lastly, high-stakes testing. This term is any test used to make important decisions about students, educators, school, or districts, most commonly for purposes of accountability. When looking at computer-based testing, it is important to research the role technology plays in schools. Over the past decade, technology has been increasingly used in schools to foster the concept of global economic competitiveness. Researchers have concluded that technology has a powerful impact on student learning routines, problem-solving, cognitive operations, and teacher roles. Technology and learning theories have also been studied since the advancement of technology in our schools. The way technology is used in the classroom also has an impact on student learning. Behaviorism, constructivism, and connectivism has and had a great influence in our education system. Research studies have made huge contributions in relating technology integration and student attitudes and motivation towards using technology. Researchers have found that teachers who use tech tools in the classroom impact students with more positive attitudes about using technology, and those students feel comfortable taking assessments on the computer. Computer-based testing has its advantages and disadvantages. Advantages include timely feedback, effective cost administration, more real-world assessment tasks. One major disadvantage that was researched was the digital divide. Researchers have found that students with lower socioeconomic statuses are less likely to have access to tools and internet, in turn making them less successful in information and communication technology literacy skills. The research studies presented in this review support the notion that it begins with the way technology is implemented in the classroom. With the increase of implementing technology in the classroom, assessments have to be factored in. Researchers studied the difference of computer-based testing and paper-based testing, but some researchers find that students enjoy computer-based testing and perform better on them. However, there is some research presented that says there is no difference on performance. Quantitative research methods were used to conduct the study. The general purpose of this research was to determine if student performance on mathematical standards is significantly different based on the mode of testing given. The independent variable was the mode of testing, and the dependent variable was the achievement score. The participants were enrolled in 5th grade at an elementary school located in the inner city of New Iberia. There were 456 students enrolled in the school. There were a total of 57 students enrolled in 5th grade. The school is predominantly Black, and 99% of the students qualify for free lunch due to low socioeconomic status. A simple random sampling process was used. However, the population is not random. Students had an equal chance of being picked to participate in the experiment. The sample size of the students used was 40. The first group took the LEAP 360 Interim 1 paper-based test. The second group took the LEAP 360 Interim 1 computer-based test. Both tests were identical. LEAP 360 is created by the Louisiana Department of Education. The assessment is aligned to the Louisiana Student Standards and High-Stakes LEAP 2025 assessments. There were 3 task types on this assessment. Type 1 tasks assess understanding of major content, fluency, and applications. Make up 65% of the tests. 16% of the tasks were Type 2 tasks, which were tasks that assess mathematical reasoning. And 19% of the tasks were Type 3 tasks, which assess mathematical modeling and application. All data was kept confidential. According to the news release from the website LouisianaBelieves.com, the state of Louisiana required all grades 5 and above to take the Louisiana Education Assessment Program test online in the spring of 2017. Many schools transitioned to online testing for the very first time, so it is evident that students need more exposure to summative and formative computer-based assessments. EDUC is an online program where teachers can create online assessments that mirror the LEAP tests administered to students at the end of the year. The professional development activities focus on how to embed computer-based assessments in instruction using the online program. The professional development is divided into 2 parts. Part 1 focuses on introducing teachers to the online program, and Part 2 focuses on understanding the assessment data in EDUC. After the 2-part professional development series, teachers will know how to use EDUC to create online assessments for their students and analyze the data. The specific goals for Part 1 include an introduction to EDUC, understanding the benefits, creating teacher accounts, adding students, creating an assessment, assigning the assessment, and syncing with Google Classroom. Part 2 goals are assessing student data and understanding the data in EDUC. The implementation timeline. Part 1 will take place, and that will be the introduction to EDUC. From there, teachers will be able to create and deliver assessments. Prior to participating in Part 2, they will need their assessment created and delivered. From there, we will do Part 2, getting the most from EDUC data, and there will be continuous ongoing support for our teachers. In the beginning of Part 1, a questionnaire will be given to teachers to discuss and describe their thoughts and ideas on preparing students for computer testing. A discussion of the answers will follow. A Promethean board will be used to display the presentation for the training. Teachers will be given a copy of the presentation slides so that they can follow along. Teachers will also be exposed to many self-paced interactive lessons on how to create teacher logins, manage classes, create assessments, and syncing with Google Classroom. The trainer will float around in case more support is needed. At the closing of Part 1, teachers will be given a short evaluation. Teachers are required to administer at least one formative and summative assessment using EDUC before participating in Part 2. Teachers will be evaluated on their created assessments using EDUC. Once the teachers create the assessment, they will be required to share the link with the trainer. Since the second PD is scheduled about a month later, the grade level chair for each grade will be responsible for ensuring that each teacher completes and administers the assessment before the next part of the PD. The second part of the training includes assessing the data from the previously administered test. Teachers will learn how to score constructed responses, provide feedback, and understand the data. Once both sessions are complete, teachers will be given a post-implementation questionnaire. Overall, the data from the study shows that when it came to paper-based testing, 85% of the students scored basic and above, whereas 75% scored basic and above on the computer-based tests. When broken down by question task types, there was a significant difference in performance of Type 2 and 3 tasks. Students were rated strong, moderate, and weak on the 3 task types. 40% of the students who took computer-based tests were rated weak for Type 2 questions, whereas only 25% were rated weak for paper-based tests. 60% of the students who took computer-based tests were rated weak for Type 3 questions, whereas only 40% were rated weak on paper and pencil-based tests. The materials needed for the project include the presentation slides, questionnaires, evaluation, and laptops. In summary, I believe the project provided positive outcomes for students and teachers. Since Louisiana has mandated that every student from grade 5 and above take the LEAP test via computer, it is necessary for our teachers to expose and prepare students to computer-based testing. The project also provided technology integration in the classroom, as well as utilizing beneficial tools to help students achieve. The strengths of this project include being that this is a new technology tool being implemented in the classroom. Ongoing support is available. It is very understandable that teachers will need continuous support so that they can achieve the maximum benefits. The PD was very interactive and catered to all types of learning styles. Teachers were able to complete this training using hands-on lessons. Limitations of the project include being that this is a new technology tool being implemented, full participation of the teacher is needed. Some teachers view technology in a negative manner and may not be as receptive as others. This research project has increased my knowledge base on the research and data collection process. I was able to design a professional development series that encompasses technology integration with a purposeful approach to increase students to become more familiar with computer-based testing. I was also able to collaborate with others to offer the best approach of implementing and introducing EDUC to other colleagues. For future research, the study should expand across curriculums. This study only considered math when comparing assessment mode. It is also important to continue professional development training on technology tools that deal with computer-based testing. Technology is increasingly being used in the 21st century classroom. The role technology plays in the classroom is extremely important when switching from paper and pencil-based tests to computer-based tests. In my study, I examined student performance when given identical paper-based and computer-based math assessments. My results indicate students perform better on the paper-based test than they did on the computer-based test. Therefore, I feel like the project I composed was justifiable and beneficial for my students and other teachers. Thank you so much for your time.